Hey, good afternoon. Almost good at I got tongue tied on that one. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and it's almost a good evening. How y'all out there on the I-5? Because I'm not on the I-5 today. I've been enjoying this wonderful, beautiful liquid sunshine that's falling from the skies. Yeah. They did us a number on the skies yesterday. It was beautiful, 70 degrees. Today it's 50. It's 50. 50 degrees outside and it's cold and rainy. So I've just been hanging at home with the puppy dogs and watching YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm a little dark on this here, aren't I? Let me get you squared up here. There we go. There we go, a little bit brighter for you. Almost like the sun shines out. It's a little bit too bright. I'll get you darkened down here. There we go. Hey, did you notice? I got my KU hat on. After all that, I'm pretty excited. March Madness is here and basketball's going on. And 3 of my favorite teams are in the tournaments all over the place. One of them, obviously, the KU, Kansas University. That's where I'm from. That's why I'm not so used to these folks up here in the belly of the beast. Yeah. So I heard tell that there's a couple young ladies that were from America. I think one of them is from Canada, though. A Brittany Pettibone and another gal that goes out and does a little bit of investigative journalist. She is from Canada, I believe, and she and Brittany and Lauren Southern, they got kicked out of Great Britain. How do you get kicked out of Great Britain? I'll tell you how. Be a pretty girl from America or Canada or anywhere else as far as that's concerned. Attempt to go over and tell a story about the Muslims kidnapping and raping all the young ladies over there in Great Britain. Did you know about 20% of the girls between the ages of 15 and 21 have been kidnapped and or raped since they started allowing all them Muslim boys over there to Great Britain. Good choice there, Great Britain. Kick our girls out of your country so they don't end up getting raped and kidnapped. Yep. That's what you do. Yeah. Kick them out of your country so you don't have to deal with the consequences of that. Pretty smart on Great Britain's part. Pretty dumb on those girls' parts for going over there and tempting fate, because that's what's going to happen to them. But they're just over there shedding some light on the stuff that our mass media don't want you to know about. So I told you on this channel we were going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And, I talk about the ice age that's coming. I talk about sunspots that aren't coming because the ice age is coming. They go hand in hand together. And I talk about all kinds of things. So, this is video number 29. I know some of you guys caught me on the video 27 times 2. I'm sorry about that. I thought I was only on 26 for some crazy reason, but anyhow, my co-host, I hope you got to watch that video that I did to introduce you to my co-host. She and I are going to start doing some more videos together, probably 1 or 2 a week. The rest of the time you got to listen to the Mad Hatter. So, back to basketball. When my oldest daughters were growing up, I was official in basketball. Junior high basketball for the kids, for the boys and the girls, and official for intramurals men's sports and high school sports. I even worked my way up into the junior college ranks for being an official, and then I decided to move to Washington. And haven't gotten back into that yet. However, I think I'm going to have to, because now I've got a new little family. I've got a little girl that's playing basketball, and she's getting really good at it. And I've got a young stepson. He plays baseball, and I used to be an umpire for baseball too back there in Kansas, because, well, I just want to make sure people play fair. There's no cheating, and there's good sportsmanlike conduct on the field and on the courts, because I just want to make sure that people have fun, because that's what playing sports is. It's about having fun, building friendships, and learning how to be a team member. And everybody tells me, oh, to be a team member, there is no I in team. Oh, yes, there is. There is an I in team. You got to look in the a-hole for it. You get it? The I in team's in the a-hole. Yeah. Anytime you get those fellers that, you know, they want to be the hot dog of the team, you know, they want to be the best that there is, and never give anybody else a chance to play. I call those the a-holes, because they are. They don't let anybody else have a chance to play, and I get after coaches for that. But that's only when I got the black and whites on or the gray shirt when I'm doing baseball. So tell me how you feel about basketball. Who's gonna win the tournaments coming up? I don't know who's going to win the tournaments, because, like I said, 3 of my favorite teams are playing, Kansas University being one of them, Wichita State University being another one of them, and the UW. You know, University of Washington's playing. And there's a lot of other really good teams that are playing, too. I just, you know, I'm excited about March Madness. I love watching the game. Ever since being an official for the game, it kind of ruined it for me, because I no longer watch the players. I'm watching the officials. I think that's just as much fun to watch them catch the fouls and catch the things and watch how they do their antics on the fields and on the courts, so that I can emulate them, because that's just what you do when you're an official. Or when you're a basketball player or a baseball player, you want to emulate your favorite team member. You want to be like them. And, you know, that's a pretty good thing. You know, that goes back to that old saying, fake it till you make it. Act as if you already have it and you're going to have it. That comes from up here in the old Brain Master. You've got to know how to think, because to think is to create. You have to think about building something, draw the plans out, and then go build it. Put it together. And if it doesn't work, go back to the drawing board. But it all starts up here. All of it. So whatever you can think, you can create. I 110% believe in that. In fact, I believe in it so much I became a designer, because, well, to think is to create. And I've created a lot of things. And one of the best parts of being a creator is knowing that nothing on this earth is new. We just take old things and make them better. You know, like the TV, we took the TV, the idea of the TV, the television, and in some cases the tell-a-lie-o-vision, because that's what the mass media does to you. They lie to you all the time. But you take the television and you make it better. Then we get the flat screen. Then we get the TVs that we can get the internet on, because they just become basically a great big monitor. And now we've got these TVs that we carry around in our pockets called cell phones. And it all started with Nikola Tesla. Yeah, Nikola Tesla. They don't teach very much about that man in schools, because, well, our government and the great big bankers came in and stole all his ideas. Look that one up. See what I'm talking about. Everything that you work with today was at one time inside the mind of a man named Nikola Tesla. Motors, generators, the radios that work this phone were all in that man's mind. He was the 20th century's genius. Now, everybody says, oh, Einstein. Einstein didn't do shit compared to Nikola Tesla. You can think all you want, but go out and create what you think about. It's a little more difficult. Einstein can sit down and write down all kinds of equations on the board. Mathematics. But until you can take that mathematics and turn it into something from the theory that you come up with, and then turn it into something useful. Now, some of Einstein's things were turned into things by other people. He theorized it, and then somebody else built it, made it real. Because in physics, in the degree that I earned, there's two ways that you can go in physics. One of those ways is you go down the theoretical lines of things. You just become a theorist, and you work with a lot of mathematics. Or you take the theories and you come up with your own theories and you turn around and you build it and you become an experimental physicist. Someone who actually takes the theory, builds an apparatus to test the theory, and then makes improvements on those apparatus, on the apparati. So I went both ways. I went one through the theory because the theory just totally intrigued me, but then I went to become a designer. I trained myself from my education to become a designer in the aerospace world. Now, a lot of folks say, well, why didn't you become an aerospace engineer? Because it's too easy. They just work with all the formulas that were created by the experimentalists and the theorists. Engineers do what the physicists tell them to do. We're the thinkers, and they're the number crunchers. And they take those numbers and they plug them into equations that are developed and theorized by physicists, and then they go out and they test those theories, put them on airplanes, and airplanes fly. Simple, right? Not so much. But it all starts with the one thing: to think is to create. Now I've kind of wrapped myself around a whole bunch of things, and I keep looking up there at my KU hat thinking, man, I need to be watching some basketball right now. Basketball. Oh, I love basketball. It was invented right there with peach baskets. I don't know where the hell they grew peaches in Kansas, but I guess they did at some point in time. Hell, you could grow peaches just about anywhere. I love peaches. I love me some good peaches. That's another reason I moved to Washington, because I can go just about all over the place and find peach trees. And they got these really cool peaches up here too. If you're not from here, you got to come here at least once in your life and get you what they call donut peaches. They're about 1.5 inches thick, and they're shaped, round like a peach, but they're shaped, they look like a donut with a center in it. But they call them donut peaches, and they actually sell them by the, like the half dozen to a dozen in a box, like donut boxes. It's kind of cool, but not the flat boxes like you get at Krispy Kremes. No. These come in the donut boxes like you get at the grocery store. Mom comes home with those great big donuts. That's about the size of these peaches. Tastes like they're they're infused with vanilla and sugar, and oh, so good. Gets all over my beard, down my front. I'm just like schlunk, just chowing on them. Anyhow, I've totally gotten off my topics. To think is to create, and having fun at sports and watching sports. And I tell you, I'd love at some point in time to meet a whole bunch of you, and we go take over a sports bar somewhere, sit down and have a couple of beers and watch a good old basketball game and scream and holler and yell. And I would love that. I really would. Seriously, we could set something up. Even if it was just have a whole bunch of us that I know around here, all of us set up our phones and go into a Google Hangout or something like that. But I think that'd be fun. Hang out with you guys watching a basketball game. So, when I posted the video today of Reena coming on board and introducing you guys to her, tell me what you think about her on the video that we put together. And we're going to do some more, and we're going to do them better. Next time, I'll teach her some things about how to get her camera set up right, because neither one of us are like experts at this kind of stuff. But we're having some fun. And I do want to say, the last time I had this hat on, that's my video that's got the most hits. I think it's got about 4,000 watches right now. 4,000 views. I think that is just absolutely awesome. So, pardon me, goodness gracious, get a little choked up thinking about how cool you guys are. He's taking some old cowboy off the street doing some videos on his phone because, well, I can, and I want to, and I have fun doing it. And, from my last video that I put up, number 28, this will be 29. I think number 30 is going to be coming out pretty quick too. But in this episode, I just wanted you guys to think. Go have fun. If you can't play the basketball anymore like you used to, go become official. It's fun too. You start making friends with other officials. You start making friends with coaches. It's about getting to know people. Putting these stupid cell phones down and getting to know people. Because I don't know anybody that can play basketball or officiate that has one of these things hanging out on them. Not one. Nope. Pretty good stuff. We got to get back to talking to each other. Becoming neighborly. Sharing a steak with your neighbors once in a while. It builds a community of 1 and 2 and maybe 5 and 10. And, those communities are going to help us survive. The tribes are going to help us survive. And I look at all you guys coming on here watching these videos as my tribe. Not my tribe, like I own you guys. No, you can't own a human. Although some people think that they can. Sorry, my nose itched. But, fellas, go meet your neighbors. Go get on a team, even if it's just to be the official. Go get on a team. Call some fouls. Have some fun. Learn the rules. Because those rules translate into what we do in this real world. Yep. And until next time, folks, you know what I'm going to say. Keep your stick on the ice.